We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.
What's the current monthly income of a governor and members of the board? Question.
So currently, the salary is $10,000 gross. And I'm entitled to, I think, 7,000.
No, you acting governor, don't think now. You already been there.
Yes. But this is it. Since I was appointed acting governor on August 1, I have not attempted taking the salary, the benefits, neither have I moved.
No, that's not my question.
So after your
nominee,
I will.
You want to do pro bono fund. You want to do pro bono fund. What is the salary structure? The income, monthly income structure.
That's what I was saying. The salary, that's the gross, and a cash allowance of 7,800 gross.
You have not answered the question.
That's monthly. So if you want, are you asking for all the benefits of
yes.
Well, okay.
Yes.
So the governor, again, gets a monthly salary of $10,000 gross, a cash allowance of 7,800 gross. The governor is entitled to a housing allowance. Monthly. Monthly is 5,000 gross. He's entitled to.
So leave it, bro.
No, because the tax rate changes. The tax rate changes. So I can give you.
So you use $60,000 every year for housing allowance.
Yes, gross. So it's paid less taxes. So that's the gross.
So you got 10,000 gross, 7,000 gross.
Yes.
There are another 5,000 gross.
Yes,
so all the grosses that are giving me total.
Well, that's 15 plus 7. That's 22.
Okay, 22,000 gross.
Yes.
Net?
Net, I wouldn't say because I have not taken it, so I wouldn't know what is net. And again, the net would vary month to month.
But you've been paying the other.
Yes, I paid it.
So you should know.
The monthly salary of the deputy is 9,000. And there's a housing allowance 46,000 annually. There is the monthly cash allowance of.
You are acting deputy governor as we speak. You've been there for how many months? Acting.
Since September 1st.
Since September.
Yeah.
You should know why you're earning monthly offset already.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
No, but you come here across as a swimmer and you're not using the back. I'm not hearing you.
Yeah. And just like the governor said, we don't control the payroll.
How much are you receiving?
I get a net appliance of my salary in my income. I mean in my account. And it varies from bank, from month to month.
You know, we made all of us in public service and especially this institution one like a fund box. So when you kind of don't take it serious because even us here, we won't be serious. You're in a position since September and you said that net you can receive, you know your gross, you know what you're making.
No, I showed you my gross salary.
No, you didn't say it.
9,000 gross salary.
Yes.
And I said 46,000 as housing allowance. That's what I said.
That's not all.
And there's a cash allowance. That's what I was trying to figure out. It's around 2,000 is something I don't know the exact amount.
Why will you care your whole way around or near? Why do you know what exactly?
Because we didn't anticipate the question. So that's the reason why you have to think through it.
So you receive a monthly, you don't know. I can tell you my salary. Some of my friends that make up I'm making $10,994 gross. $7,963 net.
I mean, I'm open, and like I mentioned here earlier on, and I think Dylan said, well, you want to do a open said that we went in there with a mindset of saving our country. As much as I need the compensation, because I got family to take care of, I have earned it, but I haven't taken a penny.
When confirmed, will you take the back pay?
Of course, I think I earned it.
So then don't take credit for it.
Well, let me take credit for it.
It's just like saving. You only enjoy your retirement now for IB. And after that process, you still take your money. But when you appear, regular appear, it's pro bono. So you got pro bono.
But Senator, I think most people, when they went in, for instance, I'm not using the car. I should be using the car. That's a benefit that's,
So you don't have transfer allowance?
I don't take a penny. They give you a car.
Will it be prorated?
No. The car is parked and I'm not using it. So that is a benefit to the institution and not me.
Well, you'll get your money. You will get all the money back.
I will get the salary, but they're not going to give me money for using my personal vehicle for this period of 7 months.
When you get all that money, you need a lot of money.
No, it's not needed. Other people benefit from this, and it's also actually not. The salary is $10,000 gross.
Now allow small children to tell market when they should be in school. They should be in school. We will not allow those young ladies to go in the street whole day yourself. The money you make can't even buy rice. We can't do it. We want to put dignity on our people. And that's why we're here. That's the mission we have. And I can assure you, if you check your calendar, it's exactly 4 months from today. Today's the 10th, right? When is the election? You start checking. 4 months to the date. After 4 months, you will see a new Liberia coming up. You will see a Liberia that will give you hope. You will see a Liberia where corruption will be thing of the past. We will not allow those young ladies to go in the street whole day yourself. The money you make can't even buy rice. We can't do it. We want to put dignity on our people. And that's why we're here. That's the mission we have. And I can assure you, if you check your calendar, it's exactly 4 months from today. Today's the 10th, right? When is the election? You start checking. 4 months to the date. After 4 months, you will see a new Liberia coming up. You will see a Liberia that will give you hope. You will see a Liberia where corruption will be thing of the past. Because
we understand. They rescue you. Why am I not rescue? You want to press people, you're noble. Show me the meaning of rescue. To save somebody, the meaning of rescue.
To deliver you from something, take you from something.
So you're the poor people, rescue me, save. But we the old people, rescue, the meaning of rescue. That can't help me while eating
that's
water.
the same thing.
But you can't tell in the water. He can't pour one naked the water back to kill one money. You know they get people, the pressure. Husband not working. I live in Joseph. I even made 1,000 a lot. I even made 500 a lot profit. Let me come and go. Children waiting for me. Your aunt Jota Baga. Where will be our result next year? We wouldn't even 1 year. Where will be our result the following year?
Okay. Thank you so much. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Patience Manu.
Patience Manu. You selling the market here?
Yes.
What you selling in Ontario?
Yes.
But I'm seeing it until I get feeling
no market. Can't get some. I go look for an season.
You go look for the market, you see so?
I see food, call it food price. The way up, you're not going to stay ourselves. When you go to there, you buy another price. When you come, you buy a different price. So the money I can put it back on my.
Also, the money you carry in, to the cold storage.
They put it back on my. Very rich.
How much for the face?
You buy snapper 14,000. What is to buy? 10,000, 8,000. Buy it 14,000. One cartoon snapper 14,000. So we beg the government. We ask y'all to help us to beg our government. We say he came to rescue us. But the rescue that he's doing that we're not understanding it. And when they pull the police on the street, our boyfriend they're not giving nothing to us again. They say they can't rescue us. While they cause a motor bomber running, they were not doing they are breaking the government. We the poor people, they must find place for us that we must be able to scale our clothes. They got poor people, they got rich people in the town. Some of us, we not got north from the south God. And that basically we do, we not understand our children went to school. Our children, when we can't sell the market, we can't make a damn. They say rescue, but we're not understanding the rescue team. So they were taking them from all of the street for smoking, for drugs and things. But I think you see them now. All of them turn to zoom in. They can stay in the freeze.
So the drugs are to you?
Rampant now, it made a rampant.
Okay.
The drugs is rampant. Some of them almost 20% on the street because of zooming.
The zombie drugs?
Yeah, the zooming and they bring in Georgia back up the thing. Because we are trying to sell our push. But now the zooming. When he said I see that you are so sticking at it. So we asking him to please, we the parent of our boys children, we ask him to please help us to make our children to leave zooming. Because he said he came to change things. And no change, we not understand our land. Police people getting our keke motor back, hata. Police people beating our children on the street. They say they should register, they should become over there, walk over that one, everything they do. But what police people home killing? Like just one thing, we just getting dropping like that. Tell him, don't napa, tell him, sorry. We're not taking somebody like for the country. So you should tell our president to help with the poor people.
Selling money, how's the business?
We get God to go for it. We don't let you tell God take you for. But money ain't in the country now.
In process.
For now, if I have to tell you that before we're all there, all of but now zooming. When he said I see that you are so sticking at it. So we asking him to please, we the parent of our boys children, we ask him to please help us to make our children to leave zooming. Because he said he came to change things. And no change, we not understand our land. Police people getting our keke motor back, hata. Police people beating our children on the street. They say they should register, they should become over there, walk over that one, everything they do. But what police people home killing? Like just one thing, we just getting dropping like that. Tell him, don't napa, tell him, sorry. We're not taking somebody like for the country. So you should tell our president to help with the poor people.
Selling money, how's the business?
We get God to go for it. We don't let you tell God take you for. But money.
Well, fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. We want to use this time to extend our thanks and appreciation to all of you who continue to remain very supportive to what we do. As usual, we want to say kindly help us by hitting for us the share button. Share with family, share with friends, and let's have a wonderful, wonderful time today. So just do us that favor. Again, we want to use this time to welcome all of you who have joined us in the comment section. My own sister Nina Kuya, how are you? I hope you are doing well, great, and fine. I want to welcome CDC Papi Success Keita for Life. You are highly welcome. Thank you for joining us. I want to also welcome our own brother, DJ Pack Dave. Thank you so much for the support and everything you continue to do. We want to appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. So again, we just want you to hit for us the share button as we are doing. Share with as many persons as you can share with, and let's have a wonderful, a very, very wonderful, wonderful time here. So I want to use this time to welcome our own brother Frank. My brother Frank Gongano, welcome, sir. Hello, Frank. All right. We also want to use this time to welcome Louis. My brother Louis, welcome, sir. Hello.
Good evening, and good to be with you this evening from Liberia.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. How's the family? How's everything from your end?
Yeah, God is taking care of us here, and by the grace of God, everything is cool.
Okay. Okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so very kindly. We appreciate you. So again, fellow Liberians, what we expect you to do for us is just to hit for us the share button, share with friends, share with family members, so that we all have a wonderful, wonderful time in ensuring that we can be able to disseminate the information. My brother Frank, welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Brother Prince.
So how's everything from your end? How's the Oma?
She's doing good. She's upset. She just had some doctor's appointment today, so she's trying to recover. She did some
Oh,
tests.
okay.
How to call it? They are, when you get in certain age now, I know how to call it.
Yeah.
You have to take test, I know colon test.
Yeah.
How you go to
Anyway.
check all inside you and thing. Yeah, so she kind of asking recovering. Yeah.
Okay. Wish her well and pray that God will continue to strengthen her, that she will live to enjoy the grandchildren
Yeah.
as they eat from her hands, and hammer her. Grandma, I looking like running around. Yeah, only the grandma then can absorb the kind of hard time.
Mhm.
But a old man then, a papi then, a con can follow.
Yeah.
A con, come on, go
Mhm.
sit down somewhere, man. We want to say welcome. We also want to use this time to welcome our own brother, the CEO of the Diaspora Ally, our brother Eric Pevitt. My brother Eric, how are you, sir?
What I'm doing good, my brother. How are you doing?
Well, we are grateful. Again, we are here to do, what we are supposed to do as patriotic citizens that find ourselves in the diaspora. That is to ensure that we can, inform our people about what is obtaining in Liberia. So we are doing fine. We are doing fine, my brother. Thank you for the ask. We are doing fine. Yeah. So again, we want to say welcome to every one of you. Going to be a wonderful, wonderful time here. We're going to have a wonderful time. Just join us and don't forget to hit for us the share button, share with friends and share with family members. And we're going to have a very, very wonderful time. So we're going to start from our brother, Louis, who is in Liberia. We want to give our brother Louis 2 minutes, so we can hear from him, his own welcome statement and what he has. So today we're going to be straight on the time because, time is not in our favor. And we
Yep.
hope to do this at least in 2 hours, at most 2 hours, 15 minutes, you know. But we hope to absorb everything that we have on our agenda. So let's go to our brother Louis as he gave us his 2 minutes from his end. My brother Louis is over to you, sir.
Sorry to now have to be on the show with audio because of the
No problem.
legislative problem.
Yeah,
So I'll
sure.
be
No
here with
problem. No
audio
problem. No
today.
problem. My brother. We understand.
Yeah. Eric, my man, been a while. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Luis.
Yeah, Eric. Uh, I didn't get a question.
Yeah, so we just wanted, 2 minutes from your end, whatever, you have. That's just your introductory 2 minutes. Let's hear from you. Yeah, let's hear from you, sir. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think, from his end, there are challenges from his end. But let's go to our brother Eric. My brother Eric, you have your 2 minutes, sir. Let's hear from you, as an introductory opening statement. Let's hear from you, sir.
I mean, just by assessing the situation from Luis, it tells you this is what I refer to as the endemic problem in our country, Liberia. Because here is Luis, who is not able to do a video call with us on the basis of electricity. No car in the country. A country that is almost 200 years old. Let the 177, 78 debate. Almost 200 years old. There's no electricity. And I'm even sure that the network in that country is so poor that he keeps dropping off and on. And to even afford the data, is a problem. So this informs us that we have a serious problem as people to battle. Yes, the issue about poverty, the issue about corruption, the issue about lack of education, if I would say. Even the few educated people in our country are leaving the country. This is sad. It's very sad. And I'm glad that show like this, like the one we own, they are meant to inform our people, because the only way we can transform Liberia is to have an informed population or citizens. That is the surest way. And people like you, Prince, who continue to sacrifice your time. You might not reap the reward now, but the generation to come will remember you about your contribution. Because sometimes when you are living in the present and fighting for a cause, you are vilified. People look down on you. Take, for example, even here in America, when Dr. King's and others were in the struggle, they were not as appreciated as we are doing now. In fact, in America, there is a federal holiday in honor of Martin Luther King's. When Nelson Mandela took the debate, in fact, he was labeled as a terrorist in his motherland. He went to jail he was buried for 27 years. Buried for 27 years. But when he left, died, even up to now, he's still being referenced, remembered, celebrated. So it's the unfortunate situation of the war. It's not unique to our country, Liberia. But Liberia is a sad story to write home about. It's a very sad story. I spoke to a friend of mine yesterday who, went to the country, and he was sharing with me, and he said, look, Eric, I wouldn't discourage you from coming home. This is your home. But let me inform you that the death rate in the country has increased. He said young people that are left, people in the mid-ages that are left in the country, every time when I ask, what happened to the other person? The person just died. The person just died. The person sick at the point of death. Why are people just dying in our country? Joblessness, hopelessness, stress, poverty, hunger, frustration. People are being dismissed from the employment simply because of political affiliation. Young people have been reduced to beggar. This is not a Liberia that we want. This is not a Liberia that Liberians, 500,000 Liberians voted for in 2023. We know that we do not expect any government to solve all the problems, but at least give it a little step. Even if that baby step, we appreciate it. But this baby has refused to sit. Let's talk about crawl before we even imagine walk. Where are we as a people?
Let's get to our brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's get to our brother, Louis. Louis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
All
here.
right. Yes, sir. Let's go to you for your 2 minutes introductory statement. You have the floor, sir.
All right, thank you so much. It's good to be here. I want to appreciate the team. Since last November, since last November, we were on the show. We've been off for a while. But good to be back. And I want to say to Liberian home and abroad, Liberia is our common denominator. Liberia is no country where no Liberian can be deported from. So we shouldn't give up. We should keep talking until Liberia gets better. Though it's not rescuing that it should be rescuing. We expect to be rescuing by this time, but it's not rescuing. Where we're seeing our current speaker of wealth dragging to court on the issue of property share percent. She wants 50% share in the property that they own in Broadway. The current speaker, but I would say the majority black speaker of wealth dragging to court, claiming a percentage in their property. Like seeing the current president who said to them, if it costs a ride wheelbarrow to go to the executive mansion, you will ride wheelbarrow. But today we see him driving a car that costs 100,000, over 100,000 in $90 car, using regular latest vehicle in the country. Issue of drugs increase in the country every day. For they said it was the CDC administration were bringing to the drugs in the country. Whether we see the drugs have increased on a daily basis, very high on a very high note, and things prices is getting high on an everyday basis. It's too much for motorcycling now. Going to go on the street, motorcycle setting to burn down the major transport because they took the money from the children rest on the motorbike and showed their motorbike. At the end of the day, they see street, you did it for you buying on going on the street. So a lot is happening, Prince. A lot is happening in our country. But after all, this being this is the best way I feel they can rescue Liberia.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother Louis. Let's go on and welcome our other people that have joined us as we go to our brother Frank. My brother Frank, let's get your 2 minutes from you, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. For every Friday that come, there won't be a day that we will not find anything to discuss about Liberia. We will always get something to discuss about Liberia, and not because we are creating misinformation or not because we want to mislead the public or the Liberian people as it was done during the past 6 years, where people were misinforming Liberian, where people took information that was not true and they could not even base their information on factual information on factual happening. But again, they did that, they ran with it. And today, that have come to haunt them as we can see. And I know we have a lot to discuss, but there is something I want to bring to the public attention. After the USAID have decided to put a hold or a ban or decided not to give funding in an aspect of the USAID to African nation and to narrow it down Liberia, I saw the post from KMTV, something like that. Somebody posted, and for me, I posted their nonsense because this post says that Empress of Burkite says that, oh, first time in history, Burkite declared how to call it limited, how to call it traveler, like when the president traveling, so he cut down the number of people that are supposed to travel and things. And I wrote that nonsense. And this person came and said, what do you say nonsense? I mean, that's a good thing, good approach. But I did not comment. But I want to say it here today. Let me say what I should have said there. Now, the reason why I said nonsense to that post is this. When did he make that executive order or decision that he just took? Only because he has saying that funding are supposed to come from certain aspects to the country, it have been cut down. So now he's taking a decision not because it is in the interest of the country. No, he took that decision because it is in the best interest of him, because there have been limited funding. So he have to cut down the number of people that's supposed to travel, even if it is true that he did that. It is not in the interest of the country. It is in his own pocket interest because he wants to reduce the number of people only because fundings have been reduced. Fundings are not coming into that entity or towards that entity. So now he's reducing the number of people, whether it's true or not. Again, but Liberian, we are here because each time we come here to talk, people trying to silence us. For example, what just happened with the students, right? The MCSS that came out to voice out their frustrations, their opinion. Again, these are the same people that talk about education assistance that was given through the government of President George Manneh. We are like a free college, how they call it, university tuition and YFE. They run propaganda against it. But now they are the same people going after these students. But what I want to say to Liberian, Prince, what I want to say to Liberian is that we will not remain silent. We cannot remain silent. We'll discuss it, because if we get silent, that means we will not be safe in silence, because no one is safe in silence.
Thank you so very kindly. Let's go to our brother James, brother James Creighton, as you use your 2 minutes for your welcome statement before we go into our discussion. Welcome again to you. Let's hear from you, sir.
Am I live?
Yeah, you are
Oh,
live.
thank you so much. Mr. Sharif and the other panelists, let me say a good evening, and also to our folks who are monitoring this platform. This for my side, the evening hours. I guess for other areas, maybe it might be morning or so. And to our Liberian people, we want to say welcome to the platform. And tonight we have a lot of national issues, critical national issues of concerns to discuss here relative to the forward march of our country, Liberia. And I am glad to always be on this platform, sharing this platform with brilliant patriots like you guys. And tonight, some of the topics that we are going to be discussing, I will definitely be able to share my own opinions on them because these are topics that are very important. That we continue to talk and talk and talk, and in order to see our country develop. So one of the major issues that caught my attention is the one that has to do with the president's vehicle. You know, I read on some news outlets that said that I think the vehicle cost around 500,000, that's $500,000, and then when you I think they bought two of those vehicles, which is accumulating to something around $1 million and all of that. Looking at the impoverished condition of our people in Liberia, and this president, who should be sensitive enough to the plight of our people, is purchasing a vehicle that is around $1 million after castigating and criticizing his predecessors, you know, about wastage in government and all of that. So we're gonna discuss the issues in details, and we're gonna give the Liberian people the choice, you know, to make as to whether the rescue government is truly coming with the agenda of rescuing the country, or they have come to steal like they have done in previous years. That is the Unity Party government that is noted for wastage in government and all of that. So we're going to discuss all of these things. We talk about security. Security issues also is part of the topics that we're going to be discussing today. I can say that Liberia is at a stage that is very much insecure. I cannot advise anybody to go to Liberia. What are investments? Or why you see you are not even having investors in Liberia now because people are afraid. If you got police officers brutalizing people here and they're killing peaceful citizens and all of that, what would it do to foreigners? That's why you see you don't have investors in the country. So the country is insecure, and national security issues are of concern in the country. So I will stop right there, and then when I get on the platform to go further, I will. Thank you very much again. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so very kindly. Again, we want to say thank you. We want to use this time to welcome our brother Isaac Sando as we move on to our brother Boniface Collet. My brother Boniface Collet, let's hear your 2 minutes in your opening statement. You are welcome, sir.
I know that bad brother, Mr. Sharif.
Yes, sir.
He pronounced the man last name good, Cooley.
Cooley, okay, I'm sorry, Cooley. Okay, I thought it was. Thank you.
Let me get into it. You know, that man is one of the best pathologists that we have in the country there. It's an opportunity to elaborate based on some of the achievements that we made in the health sector during the Georgia leg up.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Anyway, thank you for the recognition, man. Clinton, how you doing?
I'm good, sir.
Yeah, again, I want to say thank you to our colleagues on the platform. I want to be grateful to I call him Media One. He's one of our very pleased and very well informed media person as far as the CDC diaspora is concerned. Eric Pevich was
not involved.
Mr. Pevich. So again, I want to say thank you to the team. Hey, Isaac, what's up? So again, for my opening, by the way of introduction, my name is Boniface. I'm Boniface Cooley. I served previously as the biggest chairman of all chairmen for the Congress in terms of executive structure. That is the Friends of We Are National Movement. And I served that role for many years. and I rose from the rank of being a zonal leader to the point where I served as the chairperson until my departure from Liberia. And I used to work at the Ministry of Gender, where it used to be, and I was handling specifically the Department of Social Protection. Again, I want to say thank you for this great opportunity. And just for my 2 minutes quickly, I want to say there are a lot of things to be discussed, and Liberia's story cannot end, especially under this risky mission. Under this risky mission that the term as rescue mission. Because if you see the unfolding back home, it will even want to blow your mind. Why do we even want to attach or attribute the nomenclature rescue? Because even the owner himself, who is the train leader, the train head, need to even be rescued. I think he stays sleeping somewhere. You don't even know what is happening outside there. So I think somebody need to go and pop him on the back and say, the train is about to collapse. And, I was just listening to our colleagues. Let's look at what is even happening within the health sector. All right. We have people from the health sector protesting for transportation, and the president, in person of, I call him Uncle Joseph Human Buckeye, will be spending a little over 1.2 to 1.5 million to buy luxurious vehicle. And while we have the kind of international crisis, we're talking about people, United States government reducing, not even reducing, but putting a halt to the use of funding. That alone should be more worrisome. If you listen to the finance minister, he said, let's pray. Prayer is good because I come from a prayer background. But again, there are some things that common sense matters a lot than prayer.
Sure,
so how would I want to believe that in the kind of situation Liberia is going through, we need to pray? There's nothing about prayer about that. We just need to put our eyes together. But because the lack focus, the lack vision, the Bible says where there's no vision, my people perish. So you can see that because the lack of vision, that is why they have brought us to this far. You know what I mean? So because of that, I mean, they are completely confused. They don't even know what to do. They don't even know their way out. And the most arrogant thing about them is the fact that they believe they have monopoly over knowledge. They don't want to bring. They don't want to bring experts.
We'll come back to you. Thank you so very kindly. Let's go to our brother Isaac Sando as he observed his 2 minutes and in his introductory comment, and then we move straight into what we are supposed to be discussing today. My brother Isaac Sando, you are welcome again. Thank you. Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you, Brother Prince, for having me. And I want to say good evening to all my co-panelists on the platform. I don't know. I think the internet hitting you is buffing on my end. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we are getting you loud and clear. You are loud and clear. Yeah.
Okay. I want to say thank you for the platform. It's my pleasure to be here. And these times is like, it is important. And for me, I like the fact that we that are championing the cause right now, we are all young people. This is our generation, and it's very critical for us to discuss this issue. So, I'm just here to discuss the issue. I will not use my 2 minutes, but I will stop there for now and wait for the discussion.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so very kindly. Thank you so very kindly. So we want to start with our brother Frank. Before starting here, I want to play a video from Mr. Bueka. I want to play a video from Mr. Bueka, and I want us to listen. This is troubling. This is worrisome. And from all indication, it seems as if the government is insensitive, one would say, to the plight of the ordinary people. We all know that Mr. Bueka told the Liberian people that as far as he is concerned, coming in as president, it is his mind, his will, his pleasure to ensure that he do what is right in the minimum level so that the Liberian people can benefit on a maximum level. There were a lot of things that Mr. Bueka said, and even the vice president even boasted about that. For example, his house. So this man has been in his house for 43 years. He has not even bothered to even break his house down to build something big. To the extent that even he, Mr. Boyka, said the same, that, he will ensure that he cut wastage in government by using the statement that if it costs for him to even, run a wheelbarrow, he will, in order for him to be able to at least cut down some of the waste for the Liberian people to benefit. Here we are today, seeing what we have, fellow Liberians, as it relates to, and let me play this for us so that we can, so that we can see it, or so that our people can hear it. Let me just play this so that all of us can have the opportunity to hear it. Or just give me a minute. Let me just bring this up here and play this for our people. But Mr. Boyka used this statement and said that for him, if it costs for him to ride even bicycle, or wheelbarrow, he will do in order for the people of Liberia, to benefit. So, but yeah, we have it. Let me just bring it right here. Okay. I hope we are listening. I hope it's loud and clear from our end. I'm sorry, technology, I have to. So let me just play this from here.
I can ride wheelbarrow to go to that night shift. I don't care. I'm telling you honestly, I can ride wheelbarrow to go to that night shift. I don't care. I'm telling you honestly, I can ride wheelbarrow to go to that night shift. I don't care.
That is the voice of Mr. Joseph Numa Boyka, the president, telling us that he can even ride wheelbarrow to go to the executive mansion. He does not care about that. Today, looking at this president riding or buying luxurious motor car that costs millions of United States dollars, while JFK is without vehicle, while these other, medical centers are in a complete ruin. Let's hear from you, my brother Frank. What do you make of what is happening with the purchase of, luxury motor car, while our people no public transport and etc.? Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. I will begin with a statement like this, right? You cannot support ignorance and then say it is that where you want to fight for leadership. And this goes to the many Liberians who were out there supporting Burkite, thinking that they were fighting for the right thing. And to be frank, some people advocated against the great man, President George Manneh Weah, because of their own personal issues they had with President George Manneh Weah. And we said that several times, like you cannot use your own personal issue you have against this man and campaign against him based, where you'll be putting the state into chaos. And that is what exactly the date where Joseph Imam Boyka by electing him. And there are some people ignorantly that supported Boyka thinking that he was going to rescue Liberia, and that which have gotten us to where we are today. And because of that, sometimes I refer to them as the Joseph Boyka dementia syndrome that is affecting all of them. That is not a big war. I mean, every old age person, you just have to have dementia at some point of time. Now, but that syndrome is affecting them. You see, we said this. A man who has failed himself in life, and nations that have given so much to Burkite that in return, Burkite was unable to give back to Liberia. And they themselves said it. And he had 42 years experience. And we have said this, yes, we agree now. At first, we said he never had experience. We agree that he had 42 years experience, even 46 now. But those experiences that they talk about, that we ourselves talk about, that it is not an experience or experiences that gave any valuable or impact to Liberia, because there was no one Liberian to come out at that time to say, this is what Boyka did, I impact me, or I benefited from it, or the nation benefited from it. The 42 years or the 46 years experience Boyka had was all corruption, was all failures, was nothing but disaster, was for the 2 years where everywhere that he worked, or most of the places that he worked, they silence him, they disgrace him to the extent, the 12 years governmentship or leadership that they had, to the extent Ellen Johnson said he had to silence him because he's a failure. To the extent that the president at that time, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, could not recognize him, to the extent he himself, he said, he's a baka. This is a man who have failed in class, all right, who have failed in leadership. This is a man who said they failed because he was unable to give leadership advice to Ellen, to give advice where they could not pass policy. He himself came out to say, we fail because we were unable to pass policy. We fail because we did not understand what policy making was. We fail because we did not understand what decision making was. We fail because we did not understand the leadership. We did not understand how to lead or govern a country. We did not understand that. That's why we failed. And then you took your country and gave it back to this man. Let me ask Boakai and to the supporters of Boakai, what's wrong with the keke that Joseph Boakai said he would take that keke to work? What is wrong with that keke? Have he packed that keke? Have that keke been destroyed? What is wrong with the keke that he said he would take it to the mansion to work? What is wrong with his idea that he brought? He said, no matter what happened, the country will be built. What is wrong? Now, you know, it was the same people that said each time President George Manuel Weah tried to promote his culture, where he came out with something they call purple suit, right? These are the same people that spoke against it. Oh, those who were expensive, purple suit, purple this. Meanwhile, he was given an opportunity to Liberian, right, to be able to sew those suits, where those Liberians will have a job to be able to provide for their children. They put their mouth inside and ran with it because they know most Liberians do not understand, or most Liberians are ignorant to the happening of the country. Now, I used to see Boakai wearing a Liberian shirt, right? Male shirt, traditional shirt, lying to the Liberian people that he's a traditionalist, okay? But not knowing this man, he's a con artist. Now he got in power, right? The money that he's supposed to use to put in various sectors, for example, the educational sector. Now, he's not putting that there. No more free tuition, no more free wire fee, and students are struggling, right? The money he should have taken to put, for example, in the healthcare sector, he did not do that. He using that to buy expensive suit, expensive socks, expensive footwear, clothes, and things. Here it is. We have the healthcare sector, nothing there, but he took plastic chairs and then took plastic chair to carry to JFK. What are those people doing with plastic chairs when they need medication, drugs, they need modern equipment for testing, those things? But again, let me make this before I even end because other people coming in.
Yeah, 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, sure. You go buy expensive car worth millions of dollars. Are you afraid because of the security personnel that you took from their post? Because these people, they are well equipped, they know about ammunition. It is your own fear that made you to go buy expensive car or bulletproof car because you know these people might come after you. Why should you do that? And you know, so it is made to do that.
Thank you so very well. Let's go to our brother Eric. My brother Eric, you already know what we are faced with, you know, in Liberia, in the midst of all of these things. Here we have $1 million that could be used to revamp the health sector, education sector, or whatever it may be. That Boakai is using it on vehicle. Let's hear from you on this, sir.
Sorry. Let me say that it is very frustrating. It is sad. As a matter of fact, today there was a release from the Liberian Council of Churches, in which they condemn the president appetite for wealth, especially at the detriment of poor people. Even though when the release did not go down well with Boakai, they had to disown the release. They issue another release to disown that. You know, there are a lot of priority issues in our country. And what the president is doing, it shows that this president is insensitive to the plights of ordinary Liberians. Liberia used to be the 8th poorest country on the face of the earth. Right now, we have dropped to the 7th poorest country on the face of the earth. What does that tell you? It tells you that progress is at a standstill. It tells you that job opportunity do not exist in our country. We are going 1 year, few months into the rescue mission. We have asked them the hard question, how many jobs have you been able to create, whether in government or in the private sector? We can get the data. Our education sector, look, there was a report from River G where students are sitting on the bare floor. From River G, students are sitting, not just university students we're talking about here to say they're able to withstand that. We're talking about teenager, elementary students sitting on the bare floor for hours just to learn. And this president is riding opulence. I don't have problem with the president riding a decent car. You know, Zanzakawa used to say, if you're not willing to give your son chicken, don't make him king. But Baka, you told us that you were going to institute an austerity measure because you want to address the economic woes in our country, to the point that you say you're going to ride wheelbarrow, which means that you are going to ride affordable car. At least you pressure your commerce minister to resign because he bought a car that was above the threshold. How come you who is, we consider you are the leader. You who are the leader of the country, you should be leading by example. How come you feel comfortable riding in a car that nearly have a million United States dollar when the people around, look at your own security who guarded you for all those years. The people were starving in your fence. They went to protest at your house to say, look, we've been with you when you never had it. We are starving. We got also, our children can go to school. Give us something. Give us job. Pay us. Your security went and brutalized them. Why can't you direct this money, to human interest issue, human development? Our students in foreign countries are stranded. No government are sending funding to them. Some of them other school, they cry on us every day. Liberians are in Nigeria being trafficked into to sex slaves. And you are riding $500,000 car in a country like Liberia. This is beyond being insensitive to it's wickedness. This is wickedness. There's no better way we can put this. And it is very frustrating that the Council of Churches who issued the statement had to run away from the statement. They had to run away from the statement because of the shame that, I think the president himself was embarrassed. It is not late, Baka. We are calling on you. Send that. Just as you told your finance, your commerce minister to park that car. Because when you are driving that car in the city of Monrovia, where actually do you pass? Do you see the people, the pedestrian on the road, how the pervasive poverty that's on their faces, the hopelessness? When you visit JFK with that car, do you see patients lying on bed and cannot afford the medical bills and JFK asking them to go out and they got nowhere to go? People dying of curable diseases. When you visit bombing on the pop hole, how do you feel in that car? When you cannot address the issue, you say your priority number 1 was road, priority number 2 was road, priority number 3 was road. Where are the roads that you have paid?
Where are the roads that you have paved?
You
Thank you
told
so
in
much, my brother.
100
Thank you.
days, 100 days, there will be all roads will be connected and have access. Where are we? You brought
Thank you
yellow
so
machine
much.
that we can see.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We will definitely come back, because of the number. So I will pray that we just, stick with the 2 minutes. But let's go to our brother Louis, who is joining us from Liberia, and then we'll come to our brother Boniface. My brother Louis, you are in Liberia, in the midst of all of these things, let's hear from you. Joseph Newman Boyka has purchased a car, or some few fleets of vehicle that cost, millions of US dollars. I just received an information that even the Freepo also have joined. Their concern now is car. But let's hear from you, my brother Louis from Liberia. Let's hear from you, sir. You have your 2 minutes.
Like Eric said, the former comment minister will further resign when President Boga asked him to pack a vehicle that he bought. It passed the threshold and was too expensive, or like this, or like that. Seeing a seated president in which citizen of the country is crying on poverty, there's no good electricity in our country. Parents are not able to pay the school fees. Just the other day, the poverty ratio from the World Bank said we had 3 million people in Liberia living in poverty. All the 3 million people, we have 1.5 million people living in actual poverty that cannot even have a 1 meal per day. Seeing our president driving a car that costs millions of dollars, it's frustrating. Very, very much frustrating. After the president told us it will cost him a ride, we rather go to where he will do it. By the end of the day, where's the wheelbarrow that he promised they're going to use to rather go to work? Where's the wheelbarrow? But these things happen when we have a confused government. We have a legislature on the other hand that is fighting each other. They want to listen to the Supreme Court, so the executive will do their own thing because the legislature was to checkmate the executive. So if they are fighting among themselves, who will checkmate the executive? So the executive, they are doing their own thing. And the citizens are crying on a daily basis. On a very daily basis, the citizens are crying, and to see a person riding a zero car is frustrating and demeaning on the part of the ordinary people who cannot even afford 1 meal per day. That is almost 1.5 million Liberians that cannot afford even 1 meal per day. But howbeit, this is how they intend to rescue this country. This is how they intend to go about the rescue mission. So Liberia voted in 2023, bring the rescue government to power. So on the 6th year, we will live with it for 6 years. We can't do anything about it. We can only talk and talk and talk, but until after the 6th year, 11th year, and they decide to change the regime, we go to the ballot box and voting out. Until then, we are still inside.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Until then, we are staying in it. Let's go to our brother Boniface. You already know what is obtaining in Liberia. The bread and butter issue is of essence, but unfortunately, the old man, the 80-year-old man, prioritizes opulence living over, the bread and butter issue. Let's hear from you, sir.
Again, thank you very much for bringing me on. And this is hypocrisy at the highest level. I call it hypocrisy at the higher level because we all know the story. We all know how Ami Moda, my man can call him Abraham Gosden, when can call him Moda. We all know how Moda left the scene. So you can be, he who comes with equity must come with clean hand. So you can be telling Amo Moda, who is one of your subordinates, to resign only because he passed the threshold of a purchasing of a zero vehicle. Then you, as a leader who should be a role model, is caught within the same height, or even more than the same height. Like I said, quote unquote, that is the most greatest hypocrisy I've ever seen. When you watch the video you just played, that it intensified in my mind. It gave room for people to even question how reliable, how credible any statement comes from the President of the Republic of Liberia, that I can even ride wheelbarrow to go to work. He even bought a Nissan Sony, but he bought $1 million or $500,000 worth of fleets. Yesterday, I was watching a show from Liberia, and it was challenged by Honorable Gray that the then Joshua government turns 14th vehicle to the EPS and 3 presidential cars to Joseph Buckeye. Are you seeing in few months after those cars were turned over, all those cars have damaged? What are we doing? Where is our country heading? Where are we? And I heard a few days ago play mockery out of us on the issue of deportation was being highly on the increase. He said, hey, y'all, when I want to come, but I get news for y'all. Donald Trump is coming for y'all. What do you even have for those on the ground before you talk about those who here and you want them to return? What is the plan? What do you have? In our little resources, we are even contributing to sustain and make people not to even get on the street against you. You should even be more grateful that we are here to reduce the burden, financial burden from the government. That some friend will call you, my man, you driving $10, you driving $20. Because if that man wake up in the morning, he don't have no way out, that car he riding, he could not ride that car in peace. So this is what Liberia have put themselves in for the next 6 years, like I heard my brother saying. You know, we are lover of democracy. And Eric and I said something one day. Eric said, who do you see Joshua to be? And we always saying different things. Say, Joshua is an icon of peace. And I was telling somebody a few days ago, I said, if it was Joseph Buckeye 2 years ago, as in the case of Joshua, he will not take power. Because you can see the greed of power. You can see the desperation in the old man. Like he's saying, they want a large chopping town. That's how the government looking at large chopping town. Because we even know in the says here, if we have anybody called Jeremiah, God forbid, who will come on the stage, where will we be? So you know, don't waste time because of life business. You know what will happen tomorrow from here. So this is the kind of situation that Brother Paul finds in.
Thank you.
To see a president riding a fleet is worrisome, gentlemen.
It's worrisome.
Thank
you so very kindly. Let's move on to our brother Isaac, and then we'll move on to our brother James. My brother Isaac, you already know what is obtaining on the ground. There are people who are crying. We have videos here of mothers saying they cannot even afford to even allow their children to eat. There are people now who are, there is a priority, you know, they have a scale of preference. Whether for the children to go to school or for them to get remain find kobo for them to eat. Now people are now rationing, you know, this essential thing now with what to do in Liberia. Let's hear from you, my brother. Where are we? And Breka is riding this kind of vehicle that could transform the lives of thousands of Liberian kids. Let's hear from you, sir. Yeah, Isaac Sano.
Thank you, Brother Prince. For me, Brother Prince, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We are getting you. Yeah.
Okay. I said thank you. For me, Prince, this is why I could not afford to support Joseph Boakai. Because this just exposed Joseph Boakai how deceitful he is. I mean, you understand? Remember the papi. He was the same person that worked in the government. He said he got 42-year experience or 43. After 2 years, out of that 43, he was vice president for 12. After 2 years of not out of power, the papi came to the Liberian people and tell us he living on loan. So when he made that statement that he will ride wheelbarrow to go to work, it was just another lie to the Liberian people. You understand? But again, this just exposed how deceitful these people are, how deceitful they can be. Because at the end of the day, why would a country like Liberia that begging for used police uniforms, that begging for used police firefighter equipment, that begging for medical supply, their president driving up, buying that amount of, taking that money to buy car You understand? This is just pure deceitfulness, a lack of innovation. You understand? And this is another confirmation. I don't want us to take our eye for on the ball. Why made the people go buy the bulletproof that it will dig behind? They are clearly telling us we have a serious security threat. You understand? As look at the pressure President we are came on. Is Joseph Boakai under that pressure? They said they know they're not running the country the right way. They are afraid. What making them to buy those vehicles? We already know it don't make no sense. But what making them to buy those vehicles is the $1 billion question. And for our people, you know, one thing I will tell you, Prince, we are at a very critical junction. And Liberian people are good visual learners. If we not learn in the era, we will never learn again. It is about time we learn the difference between good governance and bad governance. The people that say they keep to come rescue Morobo rather than not even in peace, they beating it every day. But for the past 6 years, when they made the call, he was not educated, was there. He respected democracy. But they the one rule with iron fist. I just want to pose this question to all my Liberian people, right? Our people that claim to be educated, are they really educated? Because when you see their behavior, it don't align with somebody that is educated. You can see, I can tell anybody, CDC not even breaking a sweat. We realizing the fight their money, I said, and everything they're doing is in our favor. Because at the end of the day, when time reach for us to measure that benchmark, we'll oversee them. You understand? But I just think this is it just Liberian people, I don't know, for me, for the last 6 years when we were saying these things, I knew Joseph Boakai can lead our country. And not because I hate Joseph Boakai, I just felt like he didn't have the ability to lead. Because even when he was leading the CPP, he did not demonstrate the behavior of a leader. For me to tell our papa, say I will trust him with my country. Look at the government, everybody doing their own thing. You understand? Every government agency doing their own thing. Who tell, like, I don't understand, man. But it's true for the Liberian people. Oh, yes. Because we that were telling them the truth, they were telling us we stupid people. Now the people the core was so educated, got the country is going backward. Look at what the brother Eric said. We moved from number 8, going down to number 7. Number 8 was not even good in the first place. Now we dropped down to 7. You understand? This is it's bad, man. It's bad. And I just think that it's about time we the Liberian people, we need to put our feet down. We should not sit here and let these people destroy our country. You understand? This is not about CDC. It's about Liberia. Because you can clearly see they may fire somebody for buying $100,000 car, but he's spending $500,000 or maybe $1 million on a bunch of cars. You understand? It's just pure deceitfulness. They're not truthful. How can they maybe even fight corruption? You understand?
Thank you so very
Thank
kindly.
you, Brother Prince.
Thank you so very kindly. Let's move on here to our sister, Madam Fita. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. You already know what is happening. You are one person who your phone keeps going off. And not so, family or friend or what have you. But in a country where things are very difficult, is where we have you. Let's hear from you.
Prince, you see me laughing? It like you knew what happened today. I had a brother that in it, let's say he's a police officer, such a security to Joseph Water. That just called me early this morning when I was at work. Sister, I said, what again? Junior? He said, sister, they put on one pay of our project for $1 billion car. I said, yeah, and then your budget team, there you go. When you finish enjoying yourself, then like you eat your food. Like you eating and you had the meat, you eat the meat, you enjoy the meat, then you say the boom and give it the door. that what Joseph Parker doing to you. You people are securing him, like breaking your neck, working early in the morning to go to. He doesn't even care whether you got transportation to go to work. He doesn't even care your children are in school, your wives are happy at home. He doesn't care. The other man wants to do is to live his last better life until he can go. So like you really dream about it because like at this 5 a.m. this morning, my brother called me and said we are dying, hunger, children not going to school. But just like I just, you know, brought a middle of that car. I said, man, getting brought up for what? Who wants him? Who want to do something to him? Who even going to waste that energy chasing after Joseph Walker, who is already waiting for Jesus Christ to take you to heaven, whether to hell or not, because he got a judgment. Prince Joseph is already there, judging himself. Joseph Walker will be the next person to join him, and then we don't even know whether he's going to heaven or hell. Who gets out for him? Who's going to spoil that reputation here for him to say they come and kill him? This is sad, my dear brothers. It's very sad. What you said area about the student in Sano, I can say Kipamo area there. I have a friend that lives there too.
Yeah. River
Said the same
G.
thing. River G, yes. I
Yeah.
had a friend that lives there, Mr. Talley. He's one of the NGO drivers. He said, Tracy, you can talk about it. I said, what we'll do, people, we're just talking because we want like people to hear us, but we can do nothing to these people. We can do nothing to the children. They're walking, some of them heels in a bad weather, good weather. The people, children are suffering. No seat, no food. Look at America. When our children go to school, we don't even worry about recess. But Liberian children, they can even very hard a day when they go to school. Some of them, they're from very background and a poor background. When they go to school, they stay hungry all day because they don't have it. Imagine my brother got good 7 children in school. 7. Please already know what I'm going through here. And Louis said no when I came to Liberia, went to my house there. The family sent me here. What I play around here, call me, is good for the Liberian. We only talking because we feel the talk, we feel that having our shows and stuff, but this is the real soup for Liberian. Their government is the real pepper soup for Liberian. The next time, when they see the right, they will run there instead of taking it wrong. Liberian does not know what's good for them. Oh, John John, we are not a politician. He was not created, he was not born to be politician. He's a football player. That is star. But I never tried his best to give it to Liberian. He brought it, he delivered it. He made the Liberian to love him, and he loved them back. Can you imagine going this going on Christmas? That man was walking on the street, babies holding his hand, giving them food. He got. Oh my God, my brothers, we asked for it. We asked for a Liberian. We just need to keep talking and pray and keep giving back to our people because when we say Joseph Walker will give to them or he will change the country, we are wasting our time. These people are only focusing on their pocket of their self, selfishness. These people are very selfish. The country is poor, running when water when I went over there, that place is stinking, smelling. They don't care to fix the places there, but they are focusing on their stuff. So the Liberians that voted, that cried, that were in the ring, in that sun for you guys, what are they benefiting? When people like Rachel Kuhn receiving $9 million. Eh? You are paying people to just remove political money, and I'm pretty much sure these guys are still in the hotel. Enjoying life. Why people children are suffering? Look at look come to them in Moravia there. I I just opened my almost opened my guest house and I sent the boys there to work, go furniture place for them to fix me chairs for my living room, the rooms, bed and thing. If I tell you how much these people charging for bed, just for bedroom set, Prince, you won't believe it. The dresser, there, everything, $500. The guy was backing me that the 3 bedroom he will furnish it. And I'm getting something because they can't keep it back for them. That man said his children being out of school because they can't even get customer. People in the country are weeping, they're crying, they're begging. When President is enjoying himself, after he told the people that he was coming to rescue, what is the meaning of rescue? You see, they call themselves educated people. But what is the meaning? What is the definition to that? Rescue. Are you rescuing or are you killing?
Thank you. Thank you
I'm
so
going to
much,
stop right
my
there.
sister. Thank you so much. Let's get to our brother James. My brother James, thank you so much for the video that you sent that really add value to it. And before you speak, I just want for Liberians to listen here to this. This is Mr. Boyka telling the Liberian people, what he's
I'm
telling them.
telling you honestly, I can ride wheelbarrow to go to that night shift. I don't care. I'm telling you honestly, I can ride wheelbarrow to go to that night shift. I don't care.
That is the voice of Mr. Boyka telling the Liberian people he can ride even wheelbarrow. My brother, it's over to you. Let's hear from you. What do you make of all of these things that are happening in Liberia? And with this kind of opulence lifestyle of an 80-year-old man. Let's hear from you, sir.
Well, thank you very much again, Mr. Sharif, and welcome again to all of the panelists, ones who are there joining us. Well, I sat back and listened to the folks, the co-panelists, and I would just describe Mr. Boakai's action since he ascended to the presidency as a deception, like Sando said. The old man is a deceptive old man. From the onset, it was in 2017, and I was listening to some of his campaign promises he was making, and then he shared a story with a gathering of people, right? Some of his supporters during the campaign. He said that he was looking for money. I think because he usually share this story of so that people can be in sympathy with him, talking about his mother was a handicap and all of that, and never had money and everything. So he said he wanted to go to school, and then he had to sell a goat. And then when he took this goat, because the goat was very lame, it was not very healthy and thing. So he decided to sell the goat, but he said that he was not going to make a lot of money from the goat because the goat was not healthy, not looking healthy, not fat or so. So what he did was that what I would refer to in his deception again, he said he fed the goat with salt. Bwaka saying it. If you go back to some of Bwaka's recording, you will listen to this story. He said he fed the goat with salt, and the goat swelled. The stomach got big in no time. So he took the goat and he carried the goat to the market, and he sold the goat. He sold the goat for more money than what he was going to receive if the goat was in a natural state. So that is just one example of how deceptive this old man is. Now, I always, when I was, let's say, attacking him or so, or saying things about him, I always stress on his deception, because we know the old man from way back 2017, I think. None of you here might know that in 2014 or around that, Anthony Casali took me to Bwaka. That time he was vice president, in his office, one-on-one. They were doing the Ellen Justice administration. And then we were having a conversation. Anthony Cassie was not there. We're having a conversation because Anthony Cassie was like, that's why you see, I usually refer to him as my papi. That just today I'm saying this story and thing. That time I was in the leadership of CDC, District number 12, but he said he wanted to work through the youth or so, because he was having an ambition. So he was nursing his ambition for the presidency. So then he started to explain to me what are those things that he had done in government, all of that. And then showed me one old photo that he used to play, playing cassava or so when you're working with LMCs or whatnot. And when talking about agricultural project and all the kinds of things. I look at the old man and I knew that the old man lacked leadership, he lacked innovation, and all of the sectors he had worked in, there had been no achievement. There were, from that day, I drew the conclusion that Bwaka cannot run Liberia. I cannot be a supporter of I have sat with Bwaka before one-on-one and discussed with him that time he was vice president. I'm just saying this to say that Braga is not someone who is strange to me. I know Braga too. I've had conversation with him. So I know him about his agenda also for Liberia. And I knew that it was nothing. So fast forward, Braga deception again in purchasing a vehicle, which of course he folks told us that during the election that Braga, considering his age, you know, he was not going to be, so much involved into material things or all of that, because they said that our president then, was materialistic and all of that. He loved material things and everything. But today you are seeing even our president then did not purchase a vehicle that cost that amount. That Baka, the vehicle that Baka is driving today in the midst of health crisis, no medication in the hospitals, no go at JFK. I have my sources there. The vehicle that usually takes employees home, that vehicle is down. The vehicles are down, 2 vehicles. And guess what? The vehicles were not even purchased by the Joseph Parker-led government. They were purchased by the previous government through the GSA, the George Manawia-led government. Those vehicles were distributed over, I think, 40 or 50 of them, or distributed to ministries and agencies during the George Weah-led government. The vehicles now are down. So the people now are going to use commercial vehicles. They are not already making much. Some of them make below $100 and things, but they have to squeeze their little earnings to purchase to pay for transportation. But Bwaka, in his insensitivity, is seated there and purchasing vehicle that costs $1 million. JFK does not have a city. The city skin at JFK is down today. I listened to Kevin Deming from Pram FM, he and his colleague, when they were talking about how one of his staff had a motorbike injury, which of course is the CT scan that is in the imaging center, the diagnostic center that you have at JFK, which of course all of those facilities were constructed under the George Manawia government. This JFK now had a CT scan. When George Weah government came to power, over $150,000 for that one equipment, I think where it helped in the diagnostic, increasing the diagnostic capacity of the medical center. That identical equipment was approved by the board to be purchased and brought during the George Weah government. Now it is down today. But Joseph Boakai is not even thinking about that. You would think that because looking at his health condition and all of that, he was even invested in the health sector in order, to make it more vibrant, or from where take it from the stage where his colleague left it, the previous government. But Braga is not thinking about all of these things. Braga is very much now focused on purchasing expensive vehicles, driving in luxury, and to satisfy himself. So, Mr. Sherry, all of what my fellow panelists have said about Braga is, it just boiled down to one thing: deception. Braga lacks vision. He lacks any kind of, patriotism or so for the country. I can boast of it that President George Manawia, being a very patriotic, citizen of Liberia, that's why he even invested, resources in the health sector, in the educational sector. If you check the budgets and budget line items for now under this government, and as compared to previous government, you will know these things. There is a clear distinction, Mr. Sherry. So, I can say that, but yeah, Braga is not serious to govern Liberia, and he's just there because Liberian people, made a complete mistake to have him there.
Thank you so very kindly. We go to the letter from the ECOWAS. This is the second or third time ECOWAS delegation has been in Liberia. Not for anything palatable, not for anything developmental, not for anything that will be able to project Liberia as a nation where other people can look at as a proud nation that is following the same democratic tenets that President Weah laid down. In fact, at one point in time, like we discussed here once, Liberia was considered as a nation that people must envy its democracy, especially under President Weah, where people rights were respected. He met with other political party, leaders. I remember when President Weah took over, met with political party leaders, had a meeting with them, and we saw a government where people had respect for even the opposition, even though they were opposition, but that mutual respect was there. Those of us who are friends and colleagues in the opposition, we felt free, to associate with them. We laugh and stuff like that. But today, seeing ECOWAS coming to Liberia, and this is the communication that is sent. But I just want to read those areas that they urge the government to work on. And we're going to start from our brother Louis, and we'll go to our brother Boniface, and for us to hear. Let's go to the recommendations, and I'm just going to read the recommendations. And I want to ask you, what do you make of this? Is this a bad sound for Liberia? Is this something that is good? But I will just read the recommendation. It says, in this regard, the mission urges one, that President Joseph Numa Boyka and his predecessor work closely together to enhance peace, stability, and development in the country. That is their first, recommend. That's what they are recommending, what they're begging Joseph Numa Boyka to do. In other words, begging him to do. The second thing they said is that all stakeholders to respect the impending ruling of the Supreme Court. We got to know what Joseph Newman Boyka can do. The last time Supreme Court rule and tell you say, the people then went to LTA lead and he said, okay, he bypassed the people he did unti. So for people to come outside now and telling you, say, please, we're begging you. Everybody, you please respect the Supreme Court. We know who have been disrespecting the Supreme Court. Let's go to the third recommendation, or the third, thing that they urge Joseph Newman Boyka to do. They say that all stakeholders to develop a roadmap to promptly end the impasse in the leadership of the House of Representatives. And the last one, that international stakeholders to support ongoing effort to find lasting solution to the current political impasses in the country. This is very strong, this last one. In other words, ECOWAS said now calling other people, say you're begging you can't help. They play just a human break, come and tell the control us down. But anyway, let's hear from our brother Louis. My brother Louis, you have your 2 minutes. This communication from ECOWAS, how is it? Let's hear from you, sir. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I think in my mind, ECOWAS try to find solution to our problem. And if our lawmakers are going to act immature, this doesn't even work for our country. So, like I said, our lawmakers are still playing fun because they are eating free money at the Capitol building. Free money that in the Capitol building don't respect the rule of law, but then they want citizens to respect the rule of law. It doesn't respect the rule of law, but they want all to respect the rule of law. How can this work? It's a shame and disgraceful part that ECOWAS has come to this country 2 different occasions for one problem. The ECOWAS came, they refused to listen to ECOWAS. Then they wrote a communication suspending some of the members of ECOWAS from Liberia. And the police said that they cannot honor their invitation, or they cannot honor their nomination of the Senate. They got vexed with ECOWAS, they want to do this and do that. So at the end of the day, these guys don't know the rule of law. They can keep breaching our constitution. That's why they sent to the Supreme Court, they said, go back to the rule of law. And these guys still breaching the rule of law. So what precedent are they setting for the next generation to come? What precedent are they setting for those who want to be lawmakers? So you better understand that in the Capitol building is about ERE, don't EME. So I can say Liberian people, be patient. The court proceedings on, the Supreme Court reserve the ruling. They wait for Supreme Court ruling, but trust me, Prince, even if the Supreme Court rule is favor for Nikofa, the majority black will not accept the Supreme Court ruling. The majority black will not accept the Supreme Court ruling. And Region Kun don't want to relinquish his position as speaker. And the government will support Region Kun. So this thing I'm saying here today, ECOWAS is hitting the head. Nothing will come out of it. Region Kun will be speaker for until 2026. Trust me, it happened any snow. We saw it here during my administration. And we'll see that happening on President Joseph Numa Boyka. Thank you.
Wow. This is scary. Thank you so very kindly. Let's go to our brother Boniface. Let's hear from you, sir. The ECOWAS delegation. This is very scary. For ECOWAS to be telling us that having one of the oldest president in Africa that get plenty of years of experience. What do you make of all of these things? Especially the
So,
recommendation. Let's hear from
as a student of international diplomacy, there are few things my eye caught quickly into the 4 bullet point recommendation. And the first one I have to talk about all stakeholder respects the impending ruling of the Supreme Court. When the ECOWAS delegation went to Liberia, they met with all sides. They met with the 2 former presidents, Eli and Mane. They met with Fonati and his group. It was only Richie, the perpetual speaker, and his group that tried to misbehave. And what that signal says to me was the fact that they knew that it was a ruling, because having off on all sides, they knew automatically that there was a ruling. Wisdom determined that the ruling will go this way, because international laws are practiced everywhere. So you can't tell me ECOWAS no liberal law. No ECOWAS, God, that's why you see even in their deliberation when the letter was sent from our parliament to replace those nominees, it was vehemently rejected because those guys were relying on the law. That if you want to do this, this is the law, this is the law, this is the law. So you see that alone sends a clear signal. Then it talks about the last bullet point about international stakeholders to support the ongoing effort. Now, I heard the brothers just speaking and say, when the Supreme Court rules, the quote-unquote speaker, who we call the perpetual speaker, will not agree. The one who has been threatened by his wife. I agree, but the only disagreement there is to bring a comparison with the 2 former remove or the 2 former speakers removal is far different from this. In the case of Snow resigned. In the case of Tyler resigned. But in this case, the difference is Funati is saying, as stands by the rule of law. So until the number that is required, that is the 49 vote, to make that is not obtained by them. As long as Funati does not respect in his letter, that's why you see behind the scene, Joseph Boga is playing the 2-sided game. He come publicly and he know, then he go behind the wall and start begging Funati. What am I saying? If they don't agree, for whatsoever ruling that we already know that was made clear, it's only to already 9 pen and paper to say the thing will say on Wednesday, there's a final thing on pen and paper. But everybody who listen to that different deliberation and argument knows exactly what the ruling will be. You don't need a lawyer to interpret what happened that day. You just need common sense. Law is reasoning. You know that the case is in favor of Funati. But yes, I can say that they will not agree. So what I will want to suggest and recommend, we need to effect citizen actions. That's what the preamble of our law says, that the power is inherent in the people. And that house is for the people, our house there. That's why every member you see in that building represent us. They are the people deputy. So if they refuse to accept the ruling, then I don't know what Liberians should do now. But if you ask me, I would say the best thing to do is to besiege that place. Like I heard Jim saying, CDC have not acted yet. All the things are going on. We just sitting watching. Probably their hands working under the scene. But CDC as an official position, we are not acted. Since in 1 year, few months of Joseph Boga government. But I think this will be the first time that if CDC were not act as a biggest opposition political party, then someone will start asking ourselves what happened with us. Because at this point in time, 2018, CDC were at the defensive or United Party. What am I saying in church? ECHO has said dating must be settled by the rule of law. And what our law? Our law says to elect a speaker, you must have at least 37 members. To remove him, you must have 49. You have not reached the threshold. So you can move Funati. Funati still remains, even in the eyes of the international body, as the sitting speaker. You can look at you take your security, you look at you take a car, you look at you take parking law, anything you want to do. So what I want to suggest and I want to put on this particular platform tonight is for Rachel Kuhn, who have domestic and extended pressure on his back because he got a wife issue hanging on it, and he got his speaker position right now hanging. But let me say this before I close. There's one way to solve the problem, and this is my suggestion. And I know our friends and our brothers from the UPN, some of them will even want to say Joseph Boakai could be advised. It only takes President Joseph Newman Boakai to end a case. How does he end a case? When the Supreme Court rules, Boakai should be man enough to tell Rachel Kuhn through the police EPS the same way they withdrew the security guard from beyond Kofa to reinstate it beyond Rachel Kuhn and nobody. Rachel Kuhn are no entity. The men are bobo already. Listen to the man. How can you be in a clash with an opponent and you keep suspending? That's the most ironic part of it.
Thank you. Thank you so very kindly that, the executive will do the right thing. But unfortunately, the news that we are getting is not palatable. It seems as if Boyka is even ignoring it and even want to bypass. He noted for bypassing thing. Supreme Court say, let the people go bad. It's what you do and not correct to LTA. He bypassed them. So according to information that we are receiving, he has called, some associate justices, at his house. But well, that is another discussion. But let's go to our brother. Eric, as we hear from you on this communication from ECOWAS. Let's hear from you, sir. And we'll go to our brother Frank, and we'll come down to our sister and Isaac. Yeah, let's hear from you. I'm sorry, you are muted, sir.
Sorry. Dr. Uman Aliyu Toure made it very clear. He was the head of that delegation, the ECOWAS delegation. When people recommend in a given situation, it means that they have identified problems or they have identified area that, you lack in certain things that are needed. Take, for example, they say, of the 4 recommendations, number 2 say all stakeholders should respect the impending ruling of the Supreme Court. That sends a message that they have identified the ruling of the Supreme Court has not been respected. Because if the opinion of the Supreme Court was respected, then Kun should not be a purported speaker by now. Then Kun should have not had the audacity to go to Capitol building and burst open the speaker office and vandalize and bust Yaka Korubaka in the name of his protecting his speaker space, because the Supreme Court opinion was Kun and his gang of whatever looters lack the constitutional power to do what they did. They never had quorum to do that. Why? Because the speaker did not preside. Under our laws, if you want to remove the speaker, you must be able to go to plenary, submit your resolution, get the numbers required, which is 48 or 49, whatever that number is, and make your case. But you cannot have parallel structure and say that you are, a speaker. And for the first time in our country, Sharif, the Supreme Court Chief Justice requested for additional security, not only for her, but for all associate justices. This sends a message that the country is unsafe.
Wow.
The country is unsafe. And during the interaction at the court, the Chief Justice and one of the associate justices highlighted chaos in the country. And Councillor Sherman was trying to ignore it. And the Chief Justice said, no. When you wake up in the morning and see the Capitol building on fire, does that not support the argument that there is chaos in the land? When you wake up and see Rachel Kuhn, without using the court, bust open the speaker's office and loot at the place, doesn't that tell you that there's chaos in the land? If we are not careful If we are not careful, that Article 1 Boniface was talking about that says all power is inherent in the people will rise up. Louis was saying, nothing will happen. He will remain speaker once. In this instant, when the Supreme Court rules and say Richard Kuhn is in violation, he's not a speaker, and the court recognizes the legitimacy of Fonati Kofa, the ordinary Liberians people will not sit by and watch Joseph Boakai to keep flattening the rules. There will be ceaseless protests in that country. And some of us, we put ourselves on record, we will support ceaseless protests because it is our constitutional right to assemble and petition our representatives in the interest of us. This is a national shame for our country. The ECOWAS will come to us and tell us, say, that Boakai and his predecessor should work together for the good of the country. That means there's a disconnect between Joe Boakai and his predecessor. When George Weah was president, even when he was president-elect, he drove and went to Old Man Boakai's house, he and his wife. Why did he do so? Because he wanted to have that coordination between he and former, statesmen. He maintained that relationship with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He invited Joe Boakai at the executive mansion during his first year. He organized an opposition gathering where he solicited the opinions of opposition leaders so that they all can help to move the country forward. Those are things that the president did to cement the peace of our country. Now ECOWAS is telling us that there is a void. Since Joe Boakai became president, he has not taken the cell phone to call former President Weah. Not once. Not once. That man considered the result even before the official announcement on 17,000 votes. Out of here, 17,000 vote difference of presidential candidate, that court business we're talking. I will not concede. There could be a human error along the way. We will go contest it in court. But President Weah, being a man of peace, wanting the best for the country, yes, that's the video. He went to the old man house, accepted results even before the official result. And today, Boakai is urinating on our laws. And ECOWAS is telling us here we have to wipe his urine of our laws. This is disgraceful. And if they don't respect the opinion of the court, then Boakai does not have interest in his legacy. Because clearly we can see that his legacy will be trashed away. And history will absolve him to be a president who has an appetite for the wrongs. And which is very, very, very sad, my brother. Which is very sad.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother Eric. Let's go to let's just play this video, fellow Liberians, and then we will get our next panelist.
Thanks
So
for the
here's
visit,
the video
Madam.
when President Weah visited Joseph Newman Boakai and even took gift to him and say, all of us are winner into this. So let's just listen.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Glad to walk by my neighbor to say hello and happy new year. It's a special day for us. Our campaign is over. There is no winner yet. All about Liberia. And we will work together. I brought my wife to introduce her to your wife. I think we can work together for the betterment of this country. You have your people that can work with us for the interest of the country. And you know my respect for you. Campaign is over. You stay president of the Liberia Senate, where I worked as senator and now president-elect. But my respect stays, and we will work together for the betterment of this country. Every courtesy will be given to you by law, and I will make sure that that happens. So, your statement, we must make sure that we treat you as a statement. Yeah, family. Thank you very much.
President Weah referred to Joseph Newman Boakai as a statement. While today, Joseph Newman Boakai is telling his vice president, refer to that man as a common man. My brother Frank, let's hear from you.
Prince, let me just say good night to you. I'm leaving. I'm going to work. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You have a
Okay, but
great
then you
night.
go ahead. Yeah, you go, go.
Okay.
No, you go ahead and let's hear from you. Just give
Oh
your take
no.
on this before we take leave of you.
Well, nothing much I have to say. I just all I can tell Liberian is you can see the respectfulness from President Weah. I call him my president. He's not going to be former. He always and still the president of Liberia. People cry for that man every God blessing day. See the respectfulness. That man went to your house with his wife and said, for us to work together. The old man is so greedy. You can see the grease all over from his bald hair to his face, everything that is greedy. He cares no less for any human being, only for himself. He's not humble. Joseph Booker is just a mean old man. And who will tell me say that they don't know that Sierra Leoneans are mean? The many people. For me, I went to school in Sierra Leone. It's Jimmy. I know how mean these people are. They can look right in your face and tell you, say, I don't have water. Just come on, water. You ask the people I want to drink. They will look in your face and tell you, say, they don't have water, but it's sitting right there. So we asked for it. My dear, me leave you alone. You have your great night, and I'll be watching the show from work. Okay? I
Thank
love
you.
you all. Good night.
All right, thank you. Yeah, my brother Frank, let's hear from you. You watched the video during the reign of President Weah. I never recorded a case where ECOWAS came to tell him work with other leaders or respect the Supreme Court. My brother, let's hear from you, Frank.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. Before I even start, I want
And then we'll
to
go to our brother Isaac and come to James. Yeah, let's go ahead, sir.
let me say this to the Liberian people. The first thing for me, I'm putting out there, the Liberian people in Liberia, they should boycott all churches in Liberia. Do not go to these churches and put offering and give them offering in their offering baskets at the end of the day to go home. Don't go to church at the end of the day. That's what I want to tell them. Now, let me say this, Brother Prince. I think this is, I know somebody said this is the second time ECOWAS coming to Liberia. I believe this should be the third time. The first time was when President George Manuel Weah took the initiative to call them when Bouakai was harassing opposition, when Bouakai was harassing the CDC, and, political party, going to their headquarters and trying to frame them that they carry drugs. They have some people who were doing drugs around there. They were reading drugs. I think that was the first time President George Manuel Weah called the attention of ECOWAS, and ECOWAS came there and it made Bouakai to understand that in order for a democracy to prevail, you have to allow the opposition or whosoever to go on with their political will or constitutional will. You do not harass them unless they go against the constitution. Now, you see, let me say this. This visit ECOWAS made to Liberia, it is the last visit ECOWAS have made. And ECOWAS is telling Bouakai, if Liberia ever go back to the dark days, no country will host Liberia because this is a very troubling economic time in the world. And no country will be able to host Liberia because right now, every nation in Africa are struggling to even maintain or provide for their citizens than to have a refugee in another African or ECOWAS nation. That is why they have made Sarah's trip to Liberia to warn Bouakai of the decision, the role he's taking, because they know it will happen at any time. Because if it comes to that boiling point where citizens are saying it is enough, because right now, what you see in Liberia, you should imagine, recently we just saw even the security apparatus or the security personnel that said they guarded Bouakai since 2017, all right, up to 2023. These are the same people. In fact, the thing here is right, it is not even opposition that are going on protesting, that are carrying on their frustration. It's not CDC. It is the same UPist. It is the same people who supported Bouakai. They are the one voicing all their frustration. And they are letting Bouakai to understand that if anything should happen in Liberia, no ECOWAS nations will host Liberian as a refugee. It will not happen. And absolutely, I support that. One thing I want to say here, right? I support Donald Trump from cutting all aid. I mean, you should get angry as to how you want to get, because at the end of the day, looking at how this government is functioning, do you think if money go into that country will be distributed to various sectors to which or to where those money supposed to go? These are some of the reasons Trump is looking at and saying, you know what? I do not need to send money to Liberia, or Liberia need to be on visa restriction and thing. All right. But let me get back to ECOWAS. The truth of the matter is, Liberia have lost her position as a father to ECOWAS and father to AU. Now, these people in their delusional mind, did they think that ECOWAS was going to go to Liberia and then rule in their favor? When you went to ECOWAS, ECOWAS deny you. ECOWAS deny Liberia. Okay, ECOWAS did not recognize Liberia. In a sense, you went there, they said, no, we can't recognize you. They have to recognize another people that they wanted to recognize. And then you made them to look down on Liberia. Do you think these people will come to Liberia and come and go against the constitution of Liberia? And here it is that I want to say here. You know, ECOWAS did not rule in favor of Fonati. ECOWAS did not rule in favor of the so-called, how they call it, majority bloc who want to hijack the country. ECOWAS ruled in favor of the constitution. ECOWAS said, we are going by the constitution. Your constitution, not ECOWAS constitution. Your constitution say 49. If you can't get a 49, you can move the man. And we will not come and tell you, say, for nothing you move there. We will be going against the constitution. And that's not what is in ECOWAS. What is in ECOWAS is, as an ECOWAS entity, you cannot interfere in the political or economic affair of any nation in Africa or any ECOWAS nation. But however, you can go and mediate issues to put them on the right path. And that is what ECOWAS came for, to let the so-called majority bloc that have gone against the rule of law, let them know that, listen, we did not read your constitution. We are not the father of your constitution. You know your father, you know your constitution. Go by the constitution, get a 49, and remove this man. And that is what exactly the court also said. And that is what Fonati said. Until you can get a 49, then move me. And if you get a 49, today, I will leave this position. I will move, I will leave until you say, okay, here it is, I'm leaving. But until you can get the 49, I will not resign, because I respect the constitution, our constitutionally elected. So if you want to remove me according to how the constitution say you should remove me. And until you can do that, you're the one breaking the law. Okay? And one thing I want to say before I even retire from this issue, I will tell you this. What is going on? No ECOWAS nation or African nation will make business with Liberia. I'm telling you this, because if you can see what the ECOWAS nation did to Burkina Faso, it's the same thing these people are doing. Do you think that the rest of the ECOWAS nation will want to do business with Liberia? They will not invite Liberia. They will not do business with Liberia. Okay? The only way Liberia will be in their midst, if maybe they're having ECOWAS meeting, they will go there. They're having AU meeting, they will go there. But for nations to come and tell you, say, Liberia, we want to be part, we want you this, it will not happen, because they know the president we have cannot solve her own issue. All right, so they are not going to recognize her to come to solve anything, even though he's one of the oldest among the African nation, but one of the dumbiest among the African leaders. All right, and this is what I want to say: is Liberia right now, at this point, like Boniface said, Mr. Prince, I'm coming, like Boniface said, it is in the hands of Liberia. And I will say this: Liberian, we are at the right place. Any decision we made right now, all right, the world will be on our side, because the world have seen what is going on in Liberia. So if we make decisions right now, the world will be on our side and it will not be against us.
Thank you so much. Let's get to our brother Isaac. My brother Isaac, it's troubling time. Civil unrest. Only in Liberia. The people blowing siren. Whoa, 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 whoa. They come to 80-year-old man. Tell you say can't work with leader. Amen. 42 years of experience. For people to get any kind of recommendation, the people look at it for and say, let's get it paper 4 because we get more than 4 at trouble. He may not remember everything. So let's get 4 so that lead the people around the game. What do you make of this? Liberia, a well-respectable nation, a nation that contributed towards these institutions that were there. One of the first African nations to ever step her foot in peacekeeping in Congo back in the days, keeping peace. Today, now people running to you like we have our own problem, we have our war, but people running to you to can't tell you, please work with your people. 80-year-old man. What do you make of this? Let's hear from you, my brother. Sorry, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
I mean, I said, Brother Prince, I would take a different approach because, all the panelists have said it all. But again, I just want to question that with the Liberians, right? Because if we say something, let mean what we say. You understand? It is embarrassing for us to claim independence, the oldest independent country in Africa. And we currently probably have the oldest African president. For us to have other people to can't tell us how to run our country. You understand? Because Joseph Boakai lacked leadership ability. The Papa is not a leader. Leaders are not made. Leaders are born. Like all the leaders you get, the leader we get currently were made by Costa. Leaders are not made. Leaders are born. And this is why you see we are heading the way we're heading. But Prince, it is embarrassing for us to be talking about July 26th coming, they will be celebrating independence. But no African country used to follow our roadmap. Now, no African country, all of them are Libyan. You think what kind of African country will want to imitate Liberia as the oldest African independent country? You understand? But our people will sit down and say they are educated. And these same people that claim to be educated are the educated people running Liberia. And we not see no hay, no take. You understand? So let these people start playing games. You understand? I think right now the citizens need to take charge. After the Supreme Court ruling, we need to do what we gotta do. And they themselves, they know what's coming. That's why you see Joseph Boakai buying Bolapu car. Because he himself, he's not running the country the right way. You understand? And this is why sometimes I find this discussion very interesting, because we that are championing the cause, we are all young people. This is our generation. You understand? We're not doing it because we want to go work in government. We're doing it because we want the best thing for our country. You understand? But when we're saying these things for the last 6 years, they say, oh, President, we're not educated. But we had a president that they claim were not educated. He led our country for 6 years in peace. They even took fire and carried to the executive mansion to go cook. But that fire not catch burning. CDC now go on the mansion, the burning point. You understand? It just tell you how level-headed these people are. So on that note, I would say, Prince, thank you. Again, it was nice being here. I will stop there and give my co-host the time, my co-panelist the time.
Yeah, my brother James, let's hear from you on this issue of ECOWAS communication.
Yeah, Mr. Sherry, a lot has already been said about the ECOWAS mediation team. For me, I would like to start out by saying that all of the gains, the democratic gains that were made under the Weah-led government has been eroded by the Black-Eyes administration. During the Weah's administration, you didn't see, these things happening with the 3 branches of government. Even your constitution said that there would be 3 but coordinate branches of government. The Weah, not that President Weah, maybe there were not issues, at times, but it was resolved amicably because we all know that Weah is a peaceful man. He demonstrated this leadership. There were times that I know of on 2 occasions that the former speaker, what's his name, Buffer Chambers, colleagues wanted him removed. Honorary Carlos Gary stated some instances, but the president then, President George Manuel, the former president, intervened, and it was amicably resolved on two occasions. These things happened at times, but we are having these issues, and it has escalated because of the Blackers have sowed a seed of disunity in the country. The country is moving on a path or trajectory that is not too good for our democratic credential, both internationally and nationally. And it is because we have, like I always say, a lame dog president who doesn't do things, or on his own, or very weak. He's not innovative. I'll continue to say that. But then he trade on deceptions. And that's what he's doing now. The ECOWAS mediation thing is a shame, in fact, to even be continuously looking up to ECOWAS as a regional body to come and settle those kinds of minor issues as when they happen in our country. And most especially for it to even happen twice, that you have a team coming to mediate between lawmakers, with in its entire host impact, and still not being able to resolve this issue. That's because of the role the president is playing. Come to think of it, today, Mr. Sharif, if the president of the Republic of Liberia decides that he wants to settle that issue, it will be settled. Rachel Kuhn is purporting as a speaker. And then the executive is backing that by providing him security, state security, with vehicles and sirens and all of that. If you withdraw all of those or immunities or so that he has behind him, if Rachel Kuhn a speaker, he will not be passing around and behaving like he's a speaker. But what is happening, the thing that is inflicting his ego and arrogance and ignorance is because he's he is being backed. He has the backing of the executive. So everything that is happening in the country today, relative to this entire host impact, is squatted, lies on the shoulder of the president of the Republic of Liberia. Now, we are hearing, like you yourself, you heard it, right? That after the Supreme Court or hearing recently, President Bakai, I think yesterday or so, evening or so, has started to call justices in order to have talk with them. I was listening to one other platform that was saying it. They even sent a vehicle to pick up, what's his name, Justice Kabah. Because why? He still wants to influence the process. The ruling is pending. I don't know if it is tomorrow or what that is supposed to come out with the final ruling or so in the case, according to the bill information. He has started to reach out to justices because he wants to influence the process. So Bwaka is the one that is destabilizing or attempting to destabilize the country. And then he even going after lawmakers and things who are not in his interest or so, or do not support his agenda, the legislative agenda, because they are from the opposition. And then we are hearing that they want to arrest, some of them in the same issue that we all know that is something that he undermines the investigation and things. And they did it some kind of way because the police IG wants to make sure that the president's statement, is not swept under the carpet. So they want to implicate lawmakers who are from the former ruling party, into that, and they will be carrying on arrests and things. But CDC as a political institution must stand up. They must stand up and protect their own. Because Bwakai is the one who is instigating all of these things. So I knew very well that ECOWAS mediation team, it's good that they came. We thank them for their effort, but I knew that they wouldn't have resolved this issue. And even when the Supreme Court come up with whatever ruling that they have to come up with in the bill of information, it is not still going to be respected by that so-called majority or even the executive. So it is simple. If Bwaka wants this issue resolved, he is going to resolve it. But he doesn't want the issue to be resolved. And this is how this country is going to, Liberia will be going until Bwaka is completed. Yeah, so Mr. Sharif, Yeah, we just pray for our country. That's all.
Wow,
Thank you.
thank you so much, my brother. I want to play a video here, and then each and every one of us can take about 3 minutes. Just use this video, and with your closing and everything, so that we can, you know, call this a day. I want to play this video, but before playing this video, it's becoming obvious that the police now is a squad that is controlled by a political stooge in Gregory Como, and that is another arm of the Unity Party to instill fear, to intimidate our people and cause havoc. It is clear now. That's only for us to even ask questions. With the recent wave of police brutality and violence, I want to play a video here for people to see what is obtaining in Liberia, what is happening. It's scary. When I saw this video, I was like, what? In this day, age, and time, you still have people doing this kind of thing here? I was shocked,
Yeah, I
I
saw
was
I saw
shocked
that video
with
too.
all of the how you call the noise we're making around here. Then people still doing this thing. Let me play the video to our audience, and you watch this video and you see what is happening here.
No sound, Prince.
Oh, man, this is too graphic, man. Ah, this is too graphic. No, man. Wow. This is no. I'm going to move this one here. It's too. This is too. Wow. This no. I will play. In fact, this is too graphic. I don't know what on Facebook will be, but this is too graphic. Oh, wow. This is really, 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 really graphic. My brother, I want to start from Boniface. Violence,
Again,
police brutality.
this is just
Yes.
a clear manifestation and evidence of the human rights report from the Independent Human Rights Commission that was reported on police brutality, ritualistic killing, extrajudicial murder back home. And this is just one of the many evidences that prompted the report. The police should be the friends of the community or the people. How can a policeman, so that they barely want arrest, if you beat a man unmercifully like this, only because you want to incarcerate him or take him to your police headquarters, what does that imply? Have you heard the president condemning it? My answer is no. What happens to King John? What happens to the brutalization of many other citizens everywhere in every corner? All right. Remember on the fateful June 7th, police were distributing food and water to the protesters. That is unprecedented. It have never happened in Israel, Liberia. What have these young men done so much so that he should be manhandled? What have he done? That you see a police officer literally beating somebody only because he wanted men to be arrested. Can you imagine? And this is just a manifestation of what we expect in 2029. This is the sound. It's the warning sound on the wall. I can tell everybody, I was telling somebody, I say, if CDC have played with power that may ought to lose power, if we play with it now, that might likely be catastrophic for us. Because they brothers, they're not willing to give it. So that two things, if they can't give it willingly when the brother has spoken, then it will put them to the defense, we might take it. President Weah was the peaceful person that out of 7,000 margin vote to relinquish power. You can imagine what happens to it now. If a police officer will be beating a citizen like this, was that man charged for murder? Even with that, What is the restraint as a professional police officer? So to close up, I want to say to my dear CDC, to our standard bearer, we know that he's Pastor Dr. George Weah. If you want to come to politics, be a politician. But I know it's hard. If CDC cannot wake up now, because this is the time the people need us most. They need us now than ever before, because we are the alternative. If we can provide direction, trust me, we dash the hope of many presidents. You know how many people call us, even while we're not on ground? But man, what y'all doing? What's going on? We can't hear y'all. That's how the people feeling right now about us. What are we doing as a party? Are we waiting until all of our people get murdered? Who's going to vote for us? The people are getting frustrated day by day and getting discouraged. I'm saying it passionately because I know what we hear from the ground. Some of us, our ears are on the ground. We're not in Liberia physically, but we got informers on the ground. We know what the community feel about us. We know our impact. We know what we're hearing. We can sit down. You know, Prince, let me say this for the record. I admire your courage, and I want to pledge my support that anytime, any day, you need some of us. We right here. I just read behind the hall in Minnesota. We're willing to provide our physical presence at every gathering because we need to send this signal. When I saw you that day on the video, I got frustrated even with the CDC USA. Let me tell you this, and probably somebody will get annoyed with me. That forum was a forum that we have showing case of our strength. Why was CDC USA? When I saw you alone, I first see what I was telling one Mose Kemo, former chairperson of North Dakota. I said I got broken down in heart. What are we doing? What we want to disappoint the people at this time when the people believe that we are the alternative? Go on the street, listen to Spoon TV when they went to Real Life and Douala. You heard the common voters. No, not the people, not the everyday callers there. The everyday callers, not them there. Where I can call and speak the BB Parawa English, none of them there. But the people who got the voting card and they are the decision makers. We should not disappoint them. They rely on us. If we can't come in now, tomorrow they say, where were you? So I want to say thank you again for the platform. I want to say we're always available to make our present. Eric, again, I want to say thank you. My man Jim, I want to say thank you. Prince, I want to say thank you. And I'll have to leave you because I got some friends who came in to say hi to us. God bless you for the show.
Thank you so much. Our regards to the family too and the friends that have come. We really appreciate you. Your presence here brings a lot and add more ingredients to what we are doing here. So thank you, and you are welcome always. Let's go to our brother Louis since he's in Liberia. My brother Louis, I just want you to talk about this issue of police violence. What is happening in Liberia, and with your concluding, a statement. Let's hear from you, my brother Louis. Hello, Louis.
Was he still on the line?
Hello, Louis. Hello, Louis. All right. So let's go to our brother James. Our brother James.
Yeah, quickly,
Let's hear.
Mr. Sharif.
Yes, sir.
It had been a great interaction tonight, and I want to again extend thanks and appreciation to my fellow panelists and to you who have given us this platform to always air our views, on critical national issue of concerns in the country. To the issue of security, I stated from the onset of the discussion that Liberia is not safe under the Joseph Boakai-led government. If you have a security sector that is now compromised because of Gregory Coleman's refuse that he owes loyalty to the Unity Party, and he has to do everything to impress the president or so, instead of doing a professional job. That's how those officers who are down there, because they see the attributes of Gregory Coleman, the action of Gregory Coleman on a higher level, That's why they are trying to practicalize. Look at the video, how they are brutalizing that motorcyclist. Now, during the heat of this entire crisis or impasse at the house, you saw that lawmakers were brutalized by the very same police. And who were those that were brutalized? Those were members of the opposition, lawmakers. Honorable Collins, the former public works minister, Horseman, he's a lawmaker. He was brutalized all because he's from the minority side. On the other lawmaker, Foundation number 10, Montserrat County, he was also brutalized. And a host of other lawmakers. And the actions of the police is not that of a professional body that is responsible to uphold the rule of law in our country. They have turned to a partisan police under Greco Como, very unprofessional. Like they did not even go to the police academy or so for training. And this is because they see the action of the boss. Yeah, he said now he's running behind opposition lawmakers and looking for all kinds of crimes just to implicate them in the entire arson attack, or so-called arson attack or so at the Capitol building. Have he called any of the members of the so-called majority black to even question him in this investigation? It has all been about a witch hunt, witch hunting opposition lawmakers. So the Braggers-led government or the police, headed by Gregory Coleman, have done lots of things to even further destabilize the country and cause chaos in the country. It's just like the previous panelist said, CDC is still relaxed yet, because we are waiting for the time where we can be able to, take citizen actions or what have you, or do protests or what have you. But CDC has not done, anything. We are still relaxing, and sitting and looking at them, destroying their own government. Because these are the kinds of things that if you do them and the citizens decide that this is too much, they themselves will do and we have an uprising. There will be an uprising against the government. So, Mr. Sharif, like I said earlier, our country is in the bad hand of leaders. The people who are in the country, they are not governing the country well. And like I said again, we need to pray for our country. Wakai lacks every, ability to lead Liberia. And this is why you see the reckless, irresponsible, and unprofessional attitude of the police. Like as depicted in that video. There was another guy who is a foreign national, I think he was an investor or so, an American guy was assaulted in the Banjo area. Again, you saw that on video. If investors or foreigners out of the country who have maybe interest to come and invest in the country and they see these kind of videos and things, you think they will want to come? The security of the country, they will know very well that it's compromised and there is no security in the country to protect them. So it all boils down to the same thing, lack of leadership by the government, by the Black Eyes-led government. And then the police under Gregory Coleman is a mess. I think he needs some more training, in terms of why according to him he acquired at Harvard, probably when he went there for a conference or what. He said he did democratic policing or I don't know what. But I think he needs to institute that if he actually learn anything about democratic policing. You saw the police under we as government. Mr. Cooley just told you the police were feeding protesters. I think those are all tenets of democracy. Those are all good tenets of, democratic policing or what have you. It was exhibited, it was demonstrated under the we are led government, and even he received commendations from a lot of stakeholders, and then internationally and locally. So that's it. The country is in a mess. Yeah, and we'll continue to talk. We will not give up. We'll continue to talk.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Let's get to our brother Isaac. My brother Isaac, I don't know whether you saw the video of how, but I'm sure you've been seeing video of police brutality. Motorcyclists have been victim of the police. ordinary citizens are victim of the police. Police didn't say all police is a victim of young police. The other police man live for a friend, not a friend that oh baboon break.
For chicken
The
feet.
other one that it was late.
For chicken feet.
Yeah. The other one look at me, but the man in the nose. The whole
For,
thing for that is the
for
40 was
people.
yeah, you know, it's comical, but it's serious, my brother. Let's hear from you with this police brutality. Where we going? You know, just use the next 3 minutes to conclude on this police brutality and your parting comments, my brother. Let's hear from you.
All right. I mean, Prince, you see, the thing here is this, right? For me, I'm not surprised. And this is why you saw I did not support Joseph Boakai because of things like this. You understand? From the very first week or month when Joseph Boakai took office, we saw what happened in King John. You understand? But it's just like this, Prince. When you have a little brother, whatever every little thing, just because you hate big brother, you hate on him, it's gonna get to a certain extent. That little brother gonna be you one day. And this is what you can see going on with the police and the citizens. Citizens are no longer afraid of police because they have abused their power to a point where the citizens feel like they have to defend themselves. And they have every right to defend themselves. Because at the end of the day, I think our police fail to realize that they are not equipped. You understand? They fail to realize that they are not equipped enough to withstand any hit that comes. But until the citizen can prove to them that you're not equipped, they will keep doing these kind of things. And this is why I find this kind of platform very, very interesting. Because at the end of the day, we have to enlighten our people and be their voice. Because a lot of people that claim to be advocates are all for their pockets. We saw what happened in the last 6 years. We had, sorry for my French, we had every Tom, Dick, and Harry on Facebook claiming to be advocate. When somebody was just trying to carry the country somewhere. Today, we see the country going backward. Nobody to talk. You understand? It is mind-boggling. You understand? But again, it was a pleasure being here, Prince. My son, I got to go pick up my son from the airport, so I got to make a run. But I will stay until my co-panelists finish. But I want to tell you thank you. And I'm looking forward to these kind of discussions.
Thank you so much, my brother Isaac, for always, being there to disseminate the information. And thank you so much. Words are inadequate to express how grateful we are. You using your platform, continue to disseminate the message. And thank you. We really do appreciate it. Let's go to our brother Eric. My brother Eric, I need not to even go further. You've been reporting from the Diaspora Allied on all of these things. And in fact, beginning next week, we'll make the Diaspora Allied a very, very usual thing here where we'll be able to highlight the issue we need to discuss so that the diaspora alike can be in partnership with Honor the Palava Hall to raise these issues, that we have it exclusively on the show, with your approval, at the appropriate time. But you've been raising these issues from day one. In fact, for the rule of law, in order for Joseph Newman Boyka to respect the rule of law and respect the people of Liberia, you carry on a hunger strike in this country. Well, the first person you carry on a hunger strike, calling the government to do what is right when it reached to the place of, access declaration. You were not protesting because of just access declaration, but the respect for the rule of law. Now, when you tell people that I will respect the law, respect the law. And you did exceptionally well. You went on almost a 21 days hunger strike. And because of that, Joseph Newman Boyka declared, I said, in 2 hour time, I know what you wanted for you to eat small. Is let people try eat 2 hours the man put before you go after 2 hours, he take it for them. Let's hear from you. Yeah, on this brutality, police brutality, and as you conclude.
I mean, if you look at the Independent National Commission on Human Rights. They released a report. That report is horrible. In fact, the report says that in 2024, Liberia performed very, very, very poorly as compared to the previous years. There are a lot of extrajudicial killing that was reported. Inmates dying in police cells. Uh, Police brutalizing people. The King George issue. And Prince, a few days from now, the U.S. State Department also released her human rights reports. We do not expect anything in that report that will paint a good picture of Liberia because given the tragic condition that's happening in our country, I mean, the Americans are just going to beat on us again, but the brutality in our country is sad. And and Liberia now is campaigning for a non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council. How are we going to to win said bid when police are taking the laws into their own hands? AFM police fighting on the street, police and police killing each other, police killing protesters, brutalizing students, using lethal weapons on protesters. What message are we sending? Why do we even have interest, at the level of the United Nations to say we want to, be on the non-permanent Security Council when we cannot respect the rule of law? But everything boils down to the head of state. He himself, he himself, is the arrowhead when it comes to flattening the rules of our country. The first thing the man took over, he refused to declare his ISIL, like you said. When I went on the hunger strike, and I had to compare him where I was starving for days. Eventually, when he declared, I also extended the hunger strike for him not to just declare, but to publish. It was his own commitment, not just, it's something to be done, but his own commitment. He said he would have done that. He never did it until we had to pin him down. Look at the way in which he removed people from positions. Even when the Supreme Court said you are wrong, you cannot remove people, the LTA commissioners. The Supreme Court ruled against his action. These people were elected on turning basis. He just illegally removed them. He disrespected the Supreme Court opinion. The situation with Amman Glasgow today, she's at the ECOWAS. She sued the Liberian government. $10 million US lawsuit. When she win that case, what's going to happen to our country? We already don't have money, and we're going to be giving Emma $10 million. Obviously, she'll win that case because this man does not respect the rule of law. He's just moved by his emotions, and he's it's unfortunate. It's completely unfortunate. Everywhere the man is violating the basic requirement that should protect people. So I don't see Liberia winning any non-permanent seat at the Security Council with the way in which we are operating in our country. How can you, as the Liberian National Police, people go, you arrest people, you take them in your cells, and these people die in your cells? Not once, not twice, not thrice. It's happening all over the place. This is sad. This is really sad. And no investor will come to a country where the rule of law is being disrespected. We already lack the infrastructure to attract to extract how you call it quote unquote investor, because we do not have water, we do not have electricity, we do not have roads. Okay, those are the infrastructure that needed for investors to pour into your country. We lack those things. That's one of the hurdles. In addition to that, you lack rule of respect for rule of law. Even your judiciary, when the judiciary rule, the executive do not listen to the judiciary. Look at one of the associate justice said, we are coming to, with our opinion again. Let's see how the justice minister going to interpret this one. We're waiting for him to interpret it. Do you know what it sense? That when the judiciary, the highest decision-making board of our country, the Supreme Court, issued their opinion, the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia says different thing contrary to what the Supreme Court opinion say. This is sad. This is sad. You already not providing jobs for your people. You are not providing opportunity. All your promises, you are not keeping it. Then the rule of law, again, you disrespecting it. People go protest, you take lethal weapon and fire at peaceful protesters. What message are you sending to the international community? So we call on the UN to trash the Bureau bid for the non-permanent position, because clearly we are disrespecter of the rule of law. And so thank you, Mr. Sharif, for the opportunity. We look forward to working with you, with the Diaspora Allied. We are trying to revamp the Diaspora Allied. And so there are a lot of good things coming up. I can say that to you. There are a lot of good things coming up.
My brother, thank you so very kindly. We really appreciate it. And it's a really, privilege for us to have you here, to have value on the
And
platform.
let me say
Really do thank
something quick. Sorry,
you. Yes.
Prince. We are getting intelligence that the Liberia Council of Churches, has suspended its president, Reverend Dr. Samuel Reeves, because of the release, on yesterday. That's the information we're getting. So tomorrow, I'm sure that information will be confirmed. But what a rival group saying that it will also be challenged again, like they did on yesterday when he issued that release condemning President Weah. So there are a lot of things happening. Even the church that we're depending on to pray for all degenerating into chaos. So I don't know what are we going to do for our country right now.
Yeah,
Every
then come
sector is
speak one day
collapsing.
silent on speak on
Wow.
on issue on
Yeah.
national issue.
This is scary. Yeah, my brother Frank, let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. You see, this is what, in my previous statement, I said Liberian should stop going to church. They should boycott church activities. Stop putting your offering. Because it was the same platform, if you can remember, the same platform, the church, that gave people the chance to go in various churches to say, shall we are go instead of singing praise and worship to God or to bless their leader or whatsoever. They were thinking, shall we are go, we die suffering, we don't need you. It was in a church. And those clergymen then, they were there. And it allowed these things to happen. Okay? Now today, let me tell you this. The reason why they even came out with a statement, right, about Boake whatsoever, is because they did not get part of their own money that Boake used to buy car. He used $1 million to buy car. They wanted their own cut. They wanted their own share. And the paper to look at it and say, I beg here, you think getting cut from your, the people giving you offering. I'm getting some. You won't give me offering too. Then I get my own offering from somewhere else. Then you want me to get you some? The Bible said no. That's why they got angry. They came out with a statement, book of statement to say whatsoever and think. Look, Liberian, you ain't hungry yet. You should get your offering and be giving it to these people who preach against you. Okay? And then pull this handicapped man in power. These are the people that are saying now that they don't want to put you in this problem. And you see, let me say this again. We said this. We said Liberian. This is not about President George Manuel Weah. They are not beyond President George Manuel Weah because they want him. They know President Weah is successful. They know this man's children are successful. They know this man's wife is successful. They know these people can live for the rest of their life with nothing. These people can ride private jet, private plane. They want to. It's not about you. It's not about President Weah. It's about you because they see this man trying to give you the opportunity to compete with the political elite, with the educated elite, to compete with their children, as you can see. And you saw that during the time of the 6 years. These people, their message, their cry was, you gave the opportunity to these country children. You gave the opportunity to these fools. You gave the opportunity to these commoners. You gave the opportunity to these people who never had a chance to build horses and things here. Here it is now, they bring out. Even Borgia himself said it. They bring horses, they came, they never had horses, they bring these things. They themselves said it. It was not about Weah or President Weah. It was because this man saw it necessary to give you the opportunity. That's why he said you will not become spectator. That's why he was sending people out of the country in various sectors, whether engineer, whether vocational institution, whether how they call it, dentists, or these things, whether anything you want to become professor in.
I'm telling you honestly.
You there to go and learn to come back to your country so that you can be the forerunner of your country, so that you will not sit down and say you're not leaving with the people that the people are supposed to take care of the country. And I want to say this, you know, this MCSS protest that took place, or I don't want to say protest, where students went to give their petition of voice or their frustration to the so-called inept, handicapped government or president, right? There was a boy, he said, we sending a caveat because they like speaking BB English. We sending a caveat to Joseph Boakai, and we reminding him, let him remember what we did to President Josh Manawia, how we remove him. You know when he said that, I said, you are very naive and stupid to even make that statement. We sending a caveat. You know, it was not about President Weah because the opportunity you had, okay, to go to college free, to have how they call it, YFP, and then you go for your YF, you have money on your phone, sending money there. You don't even know how it coming there, but you have money on your phone where you can go buy food and eat. All of those things have been taken from you, and then you come and say we send a caveat just to let you know how we remove President Weah. You think it was about President Weah? You fought against your own success. You remove a man who was fighting for your own success, and then you talking about you remove President Weah? No, you remove yourself. You remove the opportunity that was given to you, and the more that was coming, you remove it. You deprive yourself from those opportunities. And we said to the Liberian people, this government that is coming, you will not have a Liberia that you will speak for yourself. You will not have a Liberia that you will criticize the government. You will not have a Liberia that you will see yourself as a citizen. You will have a Liberia where you will be stateless, where you will not see yourself as a citizen. You will have a Liberia where every Liberian you speak to, all they will say, I want to leave this country. I'm finding a way to leave this country. I can't even live in this country for another year. And that is what's going on now. And we told Liberian. And people prophesy and say, you were insane as fool. You were insane as fool. You will not see Liberia as a place that you want to live. People will go against people. And this is what's happening. It was not about President George Manawia. And now you cry for the same man to come back again to lead you. We told you people, we are not happy what is going, but we expected this that is happening. So it is not strange to us. It is not something surprising to us. We knew it was going to happen. That's why we spoke against it so that it can happen. But again, you said you agree. And now you are harvesting the fruit. But again, we will not remain silent because once we remain silent, never get safe. And we want to be safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. And I want to say thanks. I'm sure, James, you conclude, right?
Yes, I did
Okay.
conclude.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the issue. But yeah, but thanks for the show,
Sorry,
Mr.
Isaac,
Sharif.
you want
Appreciate
to,
it.
I'm seeing you raising your hands up.
No, I just wanted
Okay.
to say something to James and Frank. I know I
Yeah.
came
Go
in
ahead.
late, so but my
Yeah,
man
go.
Frank, how you been? Long time.
I hear that.
Yeah, shout out to you. That's all I wanted to say.
A
All
great
right. So
honor.
again, fellow Liberians, we want to say thanks to each and every one of you for taking up the time to be with us. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your comments. Join us. Let's make this better. It is not easy. It is our plan that, with the kind of new breed and the new brain and the value that is adding to the platform, that we will soon be, on at least a radio station that will be able to air our view, especially during the evening hours like this. So we are working on that. Pray along with us, that will make it better. Your recommendations, your comments, your concerns, they are all important. But again, like one of our panelists said, we should not keep quiet. Let's keep Joseph Numa Boyka feet to the fire because this man, they have a plan. Today somebody explained something to me, right? This person is somebody who is a military person. Yeah. But again, let's just keep the government exposed. Let us keep talking. And the more we talk, the more we expose this government, is the more we see that things will become better. Even though we are not expecting anything better under this particular leadership, but we believe that at the end of the day, things will be better. So until we meet again, my people, have yourself a God bless day and bye from our end. Bye. Thank you.
We will not allow small children to tell market when they should be in school. They should be in school. We will not allow those young ladies just go in the street whole day yourself. The money you make can't even buy rice. We can't do it. We want to put dignity on our people. And that's why we're here. That's the mission we have. And I can assure you, if you check your calendar, it's exactly 4 months from today. Today's the 10th, right? When is the election? You start checking. 4 months to the date. After 4 months, you will see a new Liberia coming up. You will see a Liberia that will give you hope. You will see a Liberia where corruption will be a thing of the past.